श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभुनितांत श्री उदाहरण शिवाचार्य गौरभक्तवृंद की महाराज श्री रविदास ठाकुर की स्वामी की पूर्णमदि धाम की रविन्द्रनाथ धाम की रामायण की महारानी की श्री जगन्नाथ श्री राधा स्वरूप दर्शनार्थी की दर्शनार्थी के भाग पर की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद कॉर्पोरेशन
What is the state of our spiritual master from beyond that which to attain for devotional service? I bow down, O Lotus feet, and greet all reverence. By His grace, looking for us the important tune of suffering, and obtain the mercy of Krishna. I only wish to have my consciousness purified by the words and meaning of the Lotus mouth. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, my death and birth. Giving extended remnants, my ignorance is destroyed. With age rejoicing is dark. All hearts to justice and devotion mercies. Never has the poor nor the best and sword. O Master, like mercy, even the shade of the rose. The day spare all with the you take us. His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you all for coming today. And welcome in our online audience to our daily Zoom Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today's class will be given by Madhavi Gaurangi Devi Dasi. As a reminder for those of you online, please sing along and please chant along with the verse, but just keep yourself on mute. There'll be time to ask questions at the end. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
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 यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
Yashodanandana Vrajanandana
यमुना तीरावनचारी
Jamuna Tiravanachari
यमुना तीरावनचारी
Jamuna Tiravanachari
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
Jaya
राधा माधव बिहारी
Vallabha
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय राधा शरति हरि राधा शरति हरि राम।
Jaya Radha Jagati Hari Radha Jagati Hari Radha.
जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी।
Jaya Jagannath Hare Balaram Maharani Jaya Jagannath Baladev Balaram.
जय गौरान्विताय गौरान्विताय जय गौरान्विताय।
Jaya Gaurangita Jaya Gaurangita Gaurangita Jaya Gaurangita.
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल।
Jaya Gaurangita.
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद। Sayom Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivajakacarya Ashtottarcha Sri Srimad His Divine Grace एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की
जय।
जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सार सरस्वती ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, भक्तिमती तुलसी महारानी की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiriye Nashtaprayeshu Bhaktreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiki. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam this morning. Happy Ekadashi to all of you and to our online dear devotees. So today we are reading from Canto 3, Chapter 6, Text 4. Prabuddha karma devena
Prabhuda karma devena
Rayo vimsaktiko ganaha
Rayo vimsaktiko ganaha
Prerito jnanat yat swabhir
Prerito jnanat swabhir
Matrabhir adi purusham
Matrabhir adi purusham
Prabuddha karma daivena
Prabhuda karma devena
Treyo vishati ko gana
Vimsaktiko ganaha
Prerito jnanayat swabhir
Prerito jnanat swabhir
Matrabhir adi purusham
Matrabhir adi purusham
Prabuddha karma daivena
Prabhuda karma devena
Treyo vishanti ko gana
Vimsaktiko ganaha
Prerito jnana yatsvabhi
Prerito jnanat swabhir
Matrabhiradi purushamam
Matrabhir adi purusham
Prabodha karma daivena
Prabodha karma daivena
Trayo vimshaktiko ganaha
Treyo vimshakti ko gana
Prerito janayat swabhir
Prerito jnana sattva
Matra viradi purusham
Matrabhiradi purusham
Buddha karma devena
Prabodha
karma
devena
Trayo vimsaktiko ganaha
Virito ajanayat swabhir
Prerito janayat swabhir
Matra viradi purusham
Matrabhir adi purusham
Prabodha karma daivena
Prabodha karma devena Treyo vimshaktiko gana
Prerito janayat swabhir Matrabhir adi purusham Prabhuda karma devena
Prabodha karma devena
Trayo vimoshitiko jana
Treyo vimshaktiko gana
Harerito janayat swabhir
Prerito janayat swabhir
Matrabhir adi purusham
Matrabhiradi purusham
प्रबुद्धकर्मदेवेन
प्रबुद्धकर्मदेवेन
त्रयोविंशतिको गणः
त्रयोविंशतिको गणः
प्रेरितो जनयत्स्वाभिर्
प्रेरितो जनयत्स्वाभिः
मात्राभिरतिपुरुषम्
मात्राभिरतिपुरुषम्
प्रबुद्धकर्मदेवेन
प्रबुद्धकर्मदेवेन त्रयोविंशतिको गणः प्रेरितो जनयत्स्वाभिः मात्राभिरतिपुरुषम्. Ladies, please. प्रबुद्धकर्मदेवेन त्रयोविंशतिको गणः प्रेरितो जनयत्स्वाभिः मात्राभिरतिपुरुषम्. प्रबुद्धकर्मदेवेन त्रयोविंशतिको गणः प्रेरितो जनयत्स्वाभिः मात्राभिरतिपुरुषम्. Synonyms: Prabhuddha, awakened, karma, activities, devena, by the will of the Supreme, triya vimsatikaha, by the 23 principal ingredients, ganaha, the combination, preritaha, induced by, ajjanayat, manifested, swabhi, by his personal, matrabhi, plenary expansion, Adipurusham, the gigantic universal form, Vishwarupa.
The gigantic universal form, Vishwarupa.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. When the 23 principal elements were set in action by the will of the Supreme, the gigantic universal form or the Vishwarupa body of the Lord came into existence. Purport. The Virat Rupa or Vishwarupa, the gigantic universal form of the Lord, which is very much appreciated by the impersonalist, is not an eternal form of the Lord. It is manifested by the supreme will of the Lord after the ingredients of material creation. Lord Krishna exhibited this Virat or Vishwarupa to Arjuna just to convince the impersonalist that he is the original personality of Godhead. Krishna exhibited the Virat Rupa. It is not that Krishna was exhibited by the Virat Rupa. The Virat Rupa is not therefore an eternal form of the Lord exhibited in the spiritual sky. It is a material manifestation of the Lord. The Archa Vigraha or worshipable deity in the temple is similar manifestation of the Lord for the neophytes. But in spite of their material touch, such forms of the Lord as the Virat and Archa are all non-different from his eternal form as Lord Krishna. Let's just do some prayers for our teachers who have given us this knowledge. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyadya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you so much again for this wonderful opportunity. before I start today's discussion, I want to seek blessing from all the assembled Vaishnavas here and from our online devotees so that I can speak something of substance. So, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, as we all know, is a hope for all the people in this age of Kali Yuga who are being misdirected, misguided under the influence of ignorance. In the first canto, it says that the people in the age of Kali, they are unfortunate and they are of less intelligent people. But at the same time, at this Kali Yuga is giving us the opportunity to access this knowledge, which is not available freely to us in such a simplified manner. And our acharyas on top of that has given us so many commentaries, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladeva Vidyabhushan, Sridhar Swami, and the commentaries. And these commentaries really make these explanation and the complex subject matter, just like process of creation, very easy and simple to understand. Um, so this is the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, I was reading that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was comparing the Srimad Bhagavatam with Krishna. He says, Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Vibhu Sarvasaya Prati Shloke Prati Akshare Nana Arthakaya. That means that this Bhagavatam is equivalent to Krishna, indeed, because it is giving us so much mercy. And what is the meaning of mercy? That which we don't deserve. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us the intricacies, the deep conceptual understanding of the knowledge, of that knowledge. If we grasp that knowledge, then we can definitely cross the cycle of birth and death. So we are in process of creation. And I said earlier also that this process of creation has been explained in Canto 2, Chapter 5, Chapter 6, and again here, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Chapter 6. And also it will be explained in Chapter 26 of this canto. Now the question always comes why the process of creation has been repeated 2-3 times and subsequently in Canto 2nd and into Canto 3rd. So Parikshit Maharaj, he was capable enough to understand the process of creation in one go because Parikshit Maharaj, he is a Mahabhagavata himself. Now, Parikshit Maharaj asked about the process of creation only once from Shukadev Goswami, and that too in Canto 2nd, chapter number 4, where he is showing his inclination towards learning the creation, maintenance, and dissolution. And Shukadev Goswami there gave him answers by taking Narad Brahma Samvada or conversation between Narad Muni and Brahma, um, Narad Muni and Brahma, and that happened in one of the kalpas. And that explanation Shukadev Goswami already explained to Parikshit Maharaj. And again, Parikshit Maharaj expressed his desire to hear Maitreya and Vidur Samvad, or the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura at the start of this canto, or we can say at the end of second canto. So this process of creation became a part of Maitreya and Vidur Samvada, and that's how it has been repeated. But Parikshit Maharaj, we have to learn a lot from what we are reading, because otherwise, if we are hearing and if we are not doing meditative hearing, and after that, if we are not reflecting on what we are hearing, so there is no way that we can take the teachings from that particular episode, from the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, whatever teachings. So here we can see that Parikshit Maharaj never interrupted Shukadev Goswami, I have already heard this process of creation, so don't explain it again. It became a part because when uh, um, this is like that. If I'm telling one person about something and I'm asking the same person, okay, tell me what these other two people were discussing, and this person is again telling me, okay, these two people were discussing about XYZ, and we already conversed about it. So that's how it is happening. And in 26th chapter also, it's Mata Devhuti. Still the conversation is going on between Vidura and Maitreya. So this is conversation under conversation under conversation. So third time, when it has been repeated, Mother Devhuti, he asked his son Kapil Dev, Kapil Muni, about the creation. And then there, Kapil Dev is explaining to Mother Devhuti. So that's how it has been repeated three times. And Parikshit Maharaj, he heard three times, and it's for our benefit that we are hearing uh, multiple times because this is quite technical subject matter. Now, at the same time, we always wonder why we have to, and I was thinking that too the other day, Parikshit Maharaj has few days left, right? Why he is so interested in process of creation? Anyways, he is hearing Krishna Katha and he is going to go out of this material universe anyway. Why he is so interested in this discussion of material creation? So this process of creation, if we see, gives us the relationship or sambandh jnana or establishes the sambandh tattva. What is sambandha? Our relationship. And what is tattva? Tattva means truth. That means this process of creation is establishing the truth of our relationship with not only with the Supreme Lord, but these five things. What are the five main topics of Bhagavad Gita? We all must be knowing. Jiva, Karma, Kala, Prakriti, and Ishvara. These are the five topics. So when we hear about process of creation, it is covering Jiva, Kala, Kala Shakti, Karma, our footed baggage. I'm going to just revise the process really quickly after this. Karma, uh, Jiva, Kala, Karma, Prakriti, and Ishvara. So I hope I'm making some sense here. So it gives us Sambandh Jnana or the Sambandh Tattva between all these items. That's why process of creation is very important to understand. And many times we say that, yes, we say Krishna, God is great, Krishna is great, but how he is great, we should be knowing this. But at the same time, this is just the surface level understanding of it. If we dive deep into it, so we can see that this Jivatma, who is a soul, he's a pure energy of the Lord, marginal energy of the Lord. And with the desire, this Jivatma, with the desire to enjoy separately or just like Krishna, when this desire happened due to free will of this Jivatma gets covered with avidya or ignorance. And then at this stage, this Jivatma is Jiva. It is covered with avidya. Now it is covered with avidya, and this Jivatma is ready to come into the material creation. Why? Because this Jivatma wants to enjoy here. And what is the perspective of Mahavishnu or Sankarshana? He wants to create material creation. Why? Because he wants to give a chance to these jivas so that they can come back to him again. Right? So we can see mentality of a jiva and mentality of the Supreme Lord here. So we all are covered with avidya, and there is one more covering which happened of false ego, right? And because of that false ego, this false ego acts as a knot between matter and spirit, just like this, right? And false ego, our false identity, gives us different bodies. So Krishna has Mahamaya and he has Yogamaya. And this Jiva, he is swayed between Mahamaya and Yogamaya. So this Mahamaya has two components and Yogamaya also has two components. This Mahamaya has Vidya and Avidya. And this Yogamaya also has Vidya and Avidya. So this Mahamaya, so the Avidya which is covering right now, this covering is a Mahamaya, right? And when we perform Nishkam Karma Yoga, that means work but without attachment with the fruits. Then when that happens, our avidya gets shattered by vidya. But this vidya is again is under the jurisdiction of Mahamaya. Why? Because this vidya is again the mode of goodness. And these three modes come under Mahamaya, energy of the Lord. Now, when this jiva perform prema bhakti or devotional service, at that time, Yogmaya energy of the Lord works and Vidya portion of Yogmaya energy cuts this Vidya portion of Mahamaya energy, Mahamaya potency. And when this prema bhakti increase, prema bhakti jahan haite, avidya vinashayaite. Which avidya they are talking here? Avidya, the component of Yogamaya. So there is component of avidya in Yogamaya, which forgets, which, Vidya in Mahamaya or in the mode of goodness makes a jiva realize his true identity. But Vidya in Yogamaya makes the Jiva realize or maybe a constant remembrance of your true identity. For example, here I am sitting in the class and I'm getting this knowledge, okay, I am a spirit soul. I'm servant of Lord. But as soon as I go to my office or any decision making project come to me, I am the boss. So what is happening? Avidya is again covering it, right? So this vidya, so vidya of Yogamaya, it gives the constant remembrance that you are the servant of Lord. You are the servant of Lord. Hmm? And avidya component of Yogamaya, what it does? This avidya component of Yogamaya, it makes the living entity forget about the Aishwarya Shakti or Aishwarya of the Lord or the opulence of the Lord. So that this Jiva with this pure Vidya, Yogamaya Vidya, can get established in his Swarupa in the spiritual world. So this is what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying about this. So this is the deep understanding of Jivatma. So, okay. So these Jivas who are covered with avidya, they are in the expansion of Sankarshana Mahavishnu. And this Mahavishnu, he glances over the Prakriti. This Prakriti is nothing but the separated energy of the Lord. But at this stage, this Prakriti is in the sleeping mode or inactive. So when Lord glances through his eyes, this Prakriti, through his Kala Shakti, this Lord impregnate this Prakriti with Jivas. Now, there are modes of material nature in this Prakriti, which in this stage is called Pradhana. So in this stage, this Prakriti has Jiva, living entities, as well as modes of material nature. And these Jivas, they have their fruitive baggage and avidya, right? These Jivas are covered with avidya. They are and the fruitive baggage and modes of material nature. And this is proper pradhana. Now, again, the modes of material nature, they get agitated. And at every stage of transformation, Lord's Kali Shakti or the time factor is working. What is time factor? It is Vikriti or change which is happening, right? So this the mode of goodness or जय श्री श्री राधा चरत बिहारी जगन्नाथ बल्लभ सुभद्रा महारानी की गौरव लेके जाए So when the mode of goodness become predominant in pradhana, it becomes mahatattva. And later on, when mode of passion, tejaha, when it increases, it becomes sutra tattva. And then when mode of ignorance become predominant in this pradhana, it becomes what? Aham tattva or ahankara. So this ahankara is predominant in tamas or in mode of ignorance. And there are still three modes. And when this aham tattva mode of which is predominantly in tamas or ignorance get interacted by mode of goodness, then it creates mind and 10 sense detas. With passion, it creates 10 pranavayus and indriyas. Pranavayu will not be created at this point because it is the later portion here. So this 10 indriya or 5 karma indriyas, 5 jnana indriyas, 5 working senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And then this aham tattva, which is in tamas, again get interacted with mode of ignorance, and it create 5 gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and 5 subtle elements: sound, form, touch, taste, all these subtle and gross. So if we calculate, right, 5 gross elements, 5 subtle elements, 10, right? And 10 indriyas or 10 senses, 20, right? 21 is our mind, 21 is our mind, 22 is ahankara, and 23 is mahatattva. So these are 23 elements, right? These are 23 elements. Now in previous chapter, we saw that these 23 elements, a personified deity of each element came out, right? We have Mother Ganges, and then we have a person, Mother Ganges, and we have river, Mother Ganges, like that. So a personified or presiding deity of earth, presiding deity of ahankar, presiding deity of mind, presiding deity of 10 senses of this 23 elements. They came out. And again, because they are in different modes, they started praying to the Supreme Lord Mahavishnu to give them knowledge and potency so that they can serve him. That's what happened in the previous chapter in the prayers. Now, when we have to perform some service or any activity, what we need the ingredients, we need the knowledge to do this, and we need the potency to do this. Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti. So they asked for the Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti from the Supreme Lord. Ingredients, they are themselves are ingredients. So they wanted Lord to bestow these two potencies on them so that all these elements which are different in different modes, and because they are in different modes, they are not able to amalgamate and not able to mix, and they are not able to make anything. Like, we have to make vegetable. There are ingredients: oil, spices, tomato, broccoli, potato, and then yes, today is Ekadashi, I know. So that's why I'm just choosing Ekadashi friendly vegetable. So, okay. And then, then there has to be a person who can mix everything. So that person is the energy or the Shakti of Supreme Lord Mahavishnu. So they prayed to Mahavishnu that please help. So I think it's very important to drive lessons from what we are reading or learning, as I said before also. So similarly, we all are in different modes, right? We all are in different modes. And even when we come into our devotional life, we are still, those modes are prevalent in us because we, at least I'm talking about myself, I have not reached that stage of pure devotional service. And that's why it's very hard for me to mix with a person who thinks differently than me and who is different than me in some other mode like that. So similarly, so that's what it is happening. So, like presiding deities of elements pray to the Supreme Lord, we should, especially when we become devotees of the Lord, and we know that it's very far away and I cannot cooperate with you. So I have to pray to the Supreme Lord to give me that Shakti. And what Shakti he sends? Bhakti Shakti, the devotional service, the power of devotion. Shakti, because he is the sotra or the source of everything. And that's what process of creation also is proving, that he is just not the shelter, but he is the source and also the sustainer of everything. Right? We can say, okay, the Supreme Lord is just the controller. So he is not just the controller, he is the source. That means everything is coming from him. He is controlling, but at the same time, he is our true well-wishing friend. 5.29 Bhagavad Gita says, Bhoktaram Yagne Tapasam. These three things are there in this verse. Bhoktaram Yagne Tapasam. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna is saying, I am the only enjoyer for all the austerities, right? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. I am the controller of everybody. Sarvaloka, all the planetary system. I am the controller. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Suhirda Sarva Bhutana. But at the same time, I am the well-wishing friend of everybody. Suhirda Sarva Bhutanam. Nyatva Mam Shantim Rachati. One who understands this, he is the person who is going to be in peace. So whenever it's very difficult for us to cooperate, right, with each other in our devotional life, we should pray to the Lord. And this Bhakti Shakti is the one which amalgamates or which helps us to cooperate within each other. And that's how we can all make progress in our devotional service, in our devotional life. So that's what happened with these presiding deities. They prayed and they got the benediction from the Supreme Lord Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu, along with his Samhanan Shakti or cohesive energy, we call it in English, but in Hindi it has two names, Vihivriti Shakti and Samhanan Shakti. With this potency, Lord enters into each element. And because Lord Mahavishnu enters into these each element, all these elements became enlarged and started cooperating with each other, and it forms number of Brahmandas, number of egg-shaped universes, universal shells like that. And these universal shells, which has 7 layers, right? These universal shells has 7 layers, and there are. So we are going to learn about one Brahmanda, taking one Brahmanda as a sample. But at this time, there are several Brahmandas, right? We say whenever Mahavishnu exhale from his Roma Kupa, right? There are so many Brahmandas. So this is the story before, right? So many Brahmandas are egg-shaped, universal, golden, and this egg looks like golden, right? Hiranyamaya. It's in the golden shape. So these eggs, right? These eggs are sitting on the Karanodakshai ocean for 1,000 celestial years, right? Today there is a homework after this class. You know what you have to do, all of you, when you go home, you can tell this story. This is a very beautiful story, actually. Tell this story either to your friend, to your children, or to your somebody, and you are going to get it forever in your life. So that's a homework for all of us. I am going to tell to my son, and you all talk about it to your friends, so that we remember, right? That's the way of remembering. So that's the homework. Okay, class is still going on, but homework has been given. Right? So, okay. So now at this point, after 1,000 celestial years of no activity, Mahavishnu enters into each of these Brahmandas. Right? So let's just take only one Brahmanda. so that we can study about, for the deep study. So Mahavishnu enters into this universal shell, and this universal shell is called Mahasamsrishti. Mahasamsrishti, or universal shell, outside shell, right? And this shell has 7 layers, right? Mahavishnu, he enters into this, and there he see, oh, there is so much darkness. So what he does with his perception, he makes a ocean, and there he sleeps, right? There he sleeps. And those 23 elements which are formed into different brahmandas also become like a chunk, and this Vishnu, Mahavishnu, who is the Mahavishnu, he is going to take this chunk. Now, this chunk is of, I will explain. This chunk has so many things in it. Mahavishnu is going to put this chunk into his belly, and he is going to sleep in Garbhodakshaya ocean. That's why Mahavishnu's name will be Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Because now in his womb, he has a chunk of 23 elements. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentary, he's writing it, but it's not in here. Srila Prabhupada is not saying, it is given that, that 23 elements became Vishwarupa. But there is a step before then, which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is given. So now this chunk has 3 things. Maya Lingam, that means this chunk has modes, nature, right? And this chunk has Kala Lingam, that means the energy to change, Vikrit energy. And also one more thing, Jivas, all the Jivas. So Jiva or Amsha, right? So this is in the belly of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu now. Now, after this, so I'm not sure how many years, maybe 1000 celestial years again, but I'm not going to quote any number if I'm not sure. So this chunk, now this chunk has karmas. So before then, what what kind of living entity is going into each Brahmanda? It depends on the collective karma. For example, let's just take the example of this Philadelphia, right? I'm here, you are here, you are here, you are here. We all have to suffer with this extreme cold weather, right? Why? We have collective karma. That's why we are here. And there is individual karma also, right? So there is individual karma and collective karma. So what set of jivas is going into particular Brahmand is also dependent on their total collective karma. So now these jivas in the chunk, they have their karmas. And because of the consciousness of living entities or jiva, which are there in the womb of the Lord, now after some celestial years, this chunk is going to come as the navel, and this is going to become a Virat Purusha. And this Virat Purusha is material form of the Lord. But matter cannot work without the spirit. So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, he is going to enter into this Virat Purusha. And what is this Virat Purusha? The explanation is given that this Virat Purusha is 3 planetary system, 14 Brahmandas, or this Virat Purusha. This Virat Purusha has, this Virat Purusha is going to develop according to the desires of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. For example, and Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, this Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is going to enter in this Virat Purusha as its soul, right? Antaryami. Now, when Garbhodakshaya Vishnu wants to eat, the desire, the subtle desire, it's going to form mouth in Virat Purusha. For example, whenever there is a baby in mother's womb, how he eats when mother eats, right? That's how he is eating. right? When mother wants to eat something, that's how. And in the womb, the baby is becoming exactly like mother, or maybe like human, right? Same ears, kind nose, everything. So similarly, this Virata Purusha, he is just like Garbhodakshai Vishnu, but he is in material form. And this form is not eternal, as Srila Prabhupada is saying. This form is not eternal because this form manifested only for the time, at the time of creation, right? So two people takes birth, not two people or two personalities take birth from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. One is Virat Purusha and the other one is, come on. Yes, Brahma. Brahma. So Brahma has mouth, nose, ears. From where it is coming from? The same process. Now the Virata Purusha is there and all the ingredients are available. So that's how Virata Purusha comes into picture. And then there is also the division, how prana comes, life airs, 10 life airs that come. And with the life airs, also with the life airs, the consciousness, there is, we will read. I don't want to take anyone else class today, but there will be the description how this Virata Purusha is going to produce the heart and um, 10 pranas, and also three main concepts, Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmik. So there is a lot to this description which is going to come in the coming verses. I just want to touch upon on the purport here. So that's how the Virata Purusha comes. So Srila Prabhupada here is saying that impersonalists, they meditate on this Virata Purusha. They meditate on this Virata Purusha. Why? Because they connect with the Virata Purusha easily. They think all these elements, they are anyways the part and parcel of the Virata Purusha, so nothing belongs to me. So in a way, they are getting connected with the Virata Purusha. In Canto second, in first few chapters, we have read the ways of sadhana. And one of the ways was that these impersonalists, they just put their mind into the Virat Purusha, because for them it's very hard to comprehend that there is one supreme person who is so beautiful, who has a flute in his hand and who is standing in three fold form. So it's very difficult for them. So, but relating with this Virat Purusha becomes very easy for them. And Srila Prabhupada is given that Archa Vigraha in the temple is also for the it's also the similar manifestation of the Lord, but it is for the neophytes. Now there are various definitions which are given in Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mana Shiksha, and Canto 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam about Uttam Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Kanishta Adhikari. At one place, which Srila Prabhupada is saying, the definition of Kanishta Bhakta is that he is attached to the deity form of the Lord, but at the same time, he has no love or respect for the devotees or other people in general. On the other place, in Nectar of Devotion, we can see Rupa Goswami says that this was in Canto 11. This definition, worshipping. So this is based on worshipping, right? Or the relationship. Sorry. And in one of in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Rupa Goswami says that the Uttam Adhikari is one who gets too attached with the Lord, and too attached with the deity form of the Lord. So it's like that. There is a grid table, right? So we can be Kanishta in one field and Madhyama in other field, right? So, or Uttama in other field, right? So that's how the definitions can be taken. So we should not be thinking that we are worshipping Radha Sharad Bihari here. So that means we all are Kanishta Bhaktas. So the thing is, as I said, there are different definitions. So in order to make this point here, our acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami, they all worshipped deities. They were not Kanishta Bhaktas by any means. They all worshipped deities. right? And we know the famous story of Radharaman temple that Gopala Bhatta Swami used to worship a small Shaligram Shila. And this Shaligram Shila became Radharaman in one night because he wanted to serve. Gopala Bhatta Goswami wanted to serve this Shaligram Shila. He wanted to decorate the Shaligram Shila. So this Shaligram Shila became Radharaman, right? So we know that they were worshipping the deities. And there is a story which is coming into my mind about Madhvacharya. This Madhvacharya, once in Dwarka, Mother Devaki, she complained to Krishna. She said, Krishna, I am your mother who gave birth to you from the womb, right? And I did not get to enjoy your childhood pastimes. So now, can you please show me your childhood pastimes? I know you are Supreme Lord, so you can do anything. I know that. So Krishna, he said, okay, and then Krishna, he manifested a small Bala Rupa, and this Rupa or this form, Mother Devaki was looking at this form, and this form was doing some Bala Kriya or the activities of a small boy, and she was getting so much bliss. So Mother Rukmani, she was looking from far, and Rukmani Devi, she came and she said to Krishna, oh, I know you are my husband, but at the same time, I want this as a deity. I want to worship this form. Please give it to me as a deity. And then Krishna fulfilled the desire of his wife, Rukmani Devi. Um, and Krishna, in the deity form, that form of Krishna as Balagopal, converted into a deity form, and he gave that form to Mother Rukmani. So Rukmani, we know that who is Mother Rukmani. He is the expansion of Srimati Radharani. He is Mahishigana. He is one of the powerful expansion of Srimati Radharani. And so many other facts are there too about Mother Rukmani, but not this time. So she was worshipping that small deity of Krishna. And after the annihilation of Yadu dynasty, when the Dwarka just got lost in the water, so that deity also got lost somewhere, right? So, at the time of Madhavacharya, Madhavacharya, he was standing on the shore of the ocean, in his time. So Madhavacharya, so he saw a ship was coming from far, and this ship, something happened that Madhavacharya just waved to this ship because ship was about to sink. Madhavacharya held, and the ship came closer, and the owner of the ship, he said, you saved our life. You ask me anything from here, I am going to give it to you. And this story is in Chaitanya Charitamrita about this ship. And he said, okay, give me this. There was a block of sandalwood, right? A block of, sandalwood. And he said, give it to me, give this to me. And he gave it to Madhavacharya. And this Madhavacharya, he break this, and a deity of Krishna, Balagopal, that deity comes out. So this deity is established in India in Udupi temple. Yeah, and this is the same deity who Mother Rukmani used to worship. This is in Udupi temple is, who knows where is Udupi? Is in the south, Prabhu? South, right? Udupi temple. So yeah, this is deity is established there in that temple. So my point here is that although it has given to us that, or sometimes, many times, when we start preaching or when we start learning about the Shastras or information, we think, oh, I'm a very great devotee now. Deity worship is not for me. But that's not the thing. Deity worship has been given to us very systematically by our acharyas. Otherwise, why Sanatana Goswami has written a whole book, Hari Bhakti Vilas, on this? There are two methods, Pancharatra Vidhi and Bhagavad system, Bhagavad Vidhi. In Pancharatra Vidhi, Narada Muni himself is giving the protocols of doing worship of the deity. And Bhagavat system is preaching. In this age of Kali, Yuga Dharma is to chanting, Sankirtan. But at the same time, our all the senses are so turbulent that if we don't give any tangible activity to these senses, anyways, after getting a tangible activity, now we can see as devotees, we have our life so full with everything. Morning japa, deity worship, sadhana, reading, and then, raising kids in devotional ways. So many things are there, right? We are already, but still, mind just goes here and there because there is too much available to us on social media. You just open your phone, it's like YouTube, so many videos, Instagram, everything. It's like so turbulent, so difficult to focus in this age, especially. So this vidhi is given to us, and deity worship especially is recommended for the householders. That's for sure. For the householders, that householders, maybe they are not able to come to the temple every day, or even if they are worshipping in the temple, they should worship deity at home, right? And that's how the connection can be made very easily. So I think that's it for today. I hope that I did not make any kind of mistake. But if I did, then please forgive me, and please pray for me, so that I can do service in to please Srila Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, and to all of you Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय. Hare Krishna. Any questions, corrections, comments?
Quick question. Generally, impersonalist, I heard that they focus on Brahma Jyoti kind of things. But here, the first sentence, and you mentioned that they focus on Vishwarupa or universal form. So, the universal form has form, right?
Yeah, but they connected with the objects. That everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. Universal form has form, but they connect. Okay, this everything is Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. This all belongs to this eternal form. And sometimes what happened? These people, impersonalists, use even they worship sometimes deities, but they think that this is just a intermediary process, or the process from where they can convert into once they become Vedvadi or Jnani, they can leave this deity worship, as I explained. So that's the main point of me discussing about the importance of Archa Vigraha. And also in other, Rupa Goswami is saying that one person who becomes Uttama, he gets more connected with the deity. But at the same time, as I said, that there are different definitions given in different places for these three types of devotees. So we can be Kanishta in one, Madhama in second, like that. So, yes, Prabhuji.
My question is not regarding this words, but in general.
Yeah.
About japa. So we do our japa 108. Out of that, only like 10 or 15 japas we can absorb. So it cleanses our heart. What happens to others? What happens to other japas which we are not able to absorb those?
So there are three stages of doing japa. There are three stages. One is Namaprad stage. And the Namaprad stage is when we are chanting and doing offenses, making offenses also. So many times when we are starting the process and we are not able to concentrate or follow, and at the same time we are making so many Vaishnava prads. So this is the stage where we are chanting, but this is again an offensive stage. But this is also valid or authoritative. Don't think, okay, I am a offender, I'm not going to chant, because holy name has potency, right? And it is going to come with the time. when you keep chanting, understanding. So that's why I said, right, meditative hearing. It's not like just hear and just don't get into the mind. Meditative hearing means I am understanding, but I am hearing, and then reflecting is very important, right? Reflecting on what I have heard, reflecting is very important. That's why we say contemplate and then contribute, and then connection is going to become. You understand? Contemplate what you are. So if you keep reading, hearing, contemplate on that. What are you doing? And then with that, make contributions. That means when you understand very clearly what is your relationship and what you have to be doing, you are making contribution in the form of devotional services and activities. And that will take you to that next stage, which is namabhasa stage. At this stage, there will be the reflection of nam, or you will enjoy chanting of holy name, but it is still not a pure stage. Namabhas, that means reflection of that nama you are getting. And then the third is pure stage, Shuddh Nam Jap, is we call it. So when this stage, this is the stage where our acharyas, Nam Shuddha Nam stage, where there will not be any offenses you are going to make. You are going to enjoy the namas, but it is going to come with the process. Contemplate, contribute, and then connection is going to make with the nam or the holy name. Yes, anybody? Yes, Mataji, Prabhuji.
That was quite. The topics were pretty technical, so thanks for explaining it so well. Way back at the start, you mentioned something about Yogamaya and Vikriti, something where the power of Yogamaya to make us forget the on reverence should be removed. So why is that? I was thinking that was a good thing for devotees in that state. Forget the on reverence.
Yeah. So every living entity, he has a swarupa, or his original nature, or how he has the relationship with the Supreme Lord, and that swarupa or the actual nature, it comes out when you are completely pure and you forget the Ashwarya Shakti of the Lord. Because, for example, Mother Yashoda, she always is forgetful of Krishna's opulences, right? So, Avidya Shakti of Yoga Maya, Avidya Shakti of Yoga Maya, that makes the living entity forget that Krishna is this and that. You remember in chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna showed this Karanodakshai Vishnu Roop to Arjuna, what happened to him? He gets scared. Please, that roop, four-handed to second, two-handed in 11th chapter, Vishwarupa. Right? So this avidya shakti of Yoga Maya, it makes a curtain between the opulence of the Krishna so that a devotee can enjoy service as a servant relationship or any dasya. Prabhu, it has a very deep philosophy in itself. I explained very briefly here, but that's the process of getting out of this uh, material universe, or cycle of birth and death. So this vidya and avidya, right now, if I talk about myself only, I am in the stage of avidya. But vidya comes sometimes when I read or when I talk about Krishna. Okay, I am the servant, I am the servant. But this vidya is still not stagnant, because I am not doing nishkam karma yoga. And when pure devotional service happens, then the yoga maya, vidya component of yoga maya cuts the vidya component of mahamaya. At this stage, you are always constantly remembering that you are the servant, you are the servant, right? So that's the process of reaching there. But it has so many things under it. But I just explain whatever I can. Okay. Anything here? Mataji's nothing. Okay. Online, anybody else here? Okay. Online devotees, anything? I hope we all are awake.
I'm just saying it's nice about Vidya and Avidya. So if you have to, preach to English speaking How would you explain it?
Oh,
Vidya and avidya.
Oh, Vidya is knowledge, avidya is coverance of the covering knowledge. Sorry, I did not explain it nicely.
Yeah, it's okay. We
Vidya,
understand. Yes.
Oh, avidya
Yeah.
is ignorance. Avidya is ignorance, vidya is knowledge.
I don't see any hands up.
Okay, then we can just close our session here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
The Mahapuran ki
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.